Microsoft had spent a lot of years really focused on product advertising, advertising for Windows, advertising for Office, but never really telling a higher level story.
We were coming off the back of 3-4 years of the image of Microsoft being defined for them, you know, by the press, by the stories in the press, etc.
Historically, as a company, we've been a little naive. We thought we could just build great products and tell people generally what the benefits of those products were for them as customers, and that would carry the day for us.
People here get up every morning to write great software that helps people realize their potential.
We originally started out with qualitative research to really understand what the issues were and help us generate some ideas for how we could articulate the mission.
We talked to 16 audiences. We had over 300 messages. We had 11 countries. You start to see a pattern. And literally the realizing potential messages, the messages that used those words and then talked about what that meant for people, not for Microsoft. Those rose to the top every single time.
It's about you, and it's about the things that you can do with our technology and with our help, and that our motivation is to create those great products that let you do whatever you can dream of.
We felt it was important to create a brand video so that we could really get them to understand the strength of potential in a visual way.
A groundswell quickly built up that said, wow, that's a powerful story. We have to tell that story not only inside to our employees, but also outside to our constituencies and our customers.
There's a wonderfully simple strategy here that is rooted in the human truth, and it is rooted in the brand, which most companies struggle, for years to find. So it's then the next stage, okay, well, let's get to some work.
What if you just simply drew on film and expressed someone's potential in just a very simple way? Harold and the Purple Crayon was one of the first things that we had just laying on our desk. It had a childlike simplicity to it that was his dreams, his possibilities. We also looked at some of the Picasso films where he actually drew on glass. We called in a favor from an animation house. They took a piece of footage and drew on the film this simple rocket ship. It was so emotional and it was so visual. We were like, okay, we're on to something here.
And we would show this to people and it would have such an emotional impact, and people would say things like, wow, I can't wait to see this. When it's done, would you send me a copy? Things like that. Very, very unusual to hear when talking to customers about a company.
We had this message that was about empowering people, about helping people achieve their dreams, and if we shout the message, we blow it.
And so the idea of coming out with this quietly inspirational campaign, the only fitting way to do that was in a way that was relatively quiet to start and then built over time.
We really looked at tracking perceptions on 3 different dimensions. On the dimension of our corporate mission. Then we looked at business character and business fundamentals.
The results were actually staggering. In the first 6 months in spot markets, not only did we exceed all of the short-term goals, we actually met all of the long-term goals.
I can't tell you the number of times that I heard from people saying, wow, I saw that new campaign you're running. It's so different for you guys. It's really good you're doing it. You're finally telling what you're about.
The results and the type of increase that we saw were among the largest image shifts that Hall & Partners has ever seen.
The first 6 months of the campaign and the success that we saw in the tracking, the decision was made to go national. And at this point in time, the decision's been made to go global.
We're going to continue to expand our ability to tell the story. We're going to tell it to more audiences, in more places, with more frequency.
Yeah, now we have to track all that.
We see doctors. And heroes. We see explorers. And inventors. We see writers. And artists. At Microsoft, we stand in awe of kids and their potential. To do anything. To be anything. It's what inspires us to create software that helps them reach it.